touchdown. She hit the line on the far side, and the Rebels win.
Stop playing! Stop playing! He connects! Rebels with their first lead of the night.
And the Andover Huskies are your section champion.
Andover Athletic Center, and here home of the Huskies. Last week, the number 1 ranked team in the state. Currently now the number 4 ranked team. The girls, meanwhile, the number 1 ranked team in Class 2A. And today, the Andover Huskies taking on the Centennial Cougars. Huskies come in with a mark of 17-3-1, and the Cougars come in with a mark of 15-3-1. These two teams met recently, just on January 22nd. There was a 7-4 win for Andover as they visit Centennial. But Centennial, a team to be reckoned with, a team that has put up 139 goals. They've scored 139 goals this season and just surrendered 39. So just underway. Again, the Centennial Cougars in the red, moving right to left, led by head coach Rich Many. Many in his 11th season. Meanwhile, the Huskies are led by Mark Manny. Manny is in his 13th season. 207 wins, 120 losses, and 15 ties. Not a bad portfolio. Centennial off that face-off as they reset. Again, Centennial in the red, moving right. Pick up those front lines again. There's a quick shot off the start and saved there by Fuller. Gets you caught up on the goaltenders as well. Now circling behind the net, puts it back out in front. That's Thorson. Defensively coming over to help out is Hoyla. Hoyla drops it, puts it on the stick, and unable to skate out of the zone. It's on the stick of the Huskies at center ice. They'll send it back in. Working it back out, now the clean pass, and the Huskies try to skate right in. Disrupted at the blue line there by Centennial, and a shot sent deep, unable to convert there. Anderson absorbs a check there at the blue line, and the puck continues its way into the Andover end. Centennial trying to set up some pressure as we, again, are just in this first period from the Andover Community Center. Two teams used to that battle. There's just missing on that pass. It was a tape-to-tape pass, just slid under Zinda's stick. Meanwhile, there you get a look at the goalies, and we'll get an update for you. In goal for the visiting Centennial Cougars is Jack Fuller. He's a senior. Comes in with an impressive record of 14-3-1 and a goals against of 1.91, save percentage of .922. We'll get you caught up with the Andover goalie, and that is in Bruns here in just a minute, and some of his numbers. Thanks for joining us. Joe Rulin bringing it to you here on QCTV. And I'll tell you, this is a major hub for hockey as these two teams, both the girls and the boys, compete and have such strong teams and such a great history. It's great to bring it here. It's really standing room only here at the Andover Community Ice Center. Both teams exchange checks and possession of the puck, and now it trickles through the neutral zone, goes the distance, and we'll have icing. Meanwhile, in goal for the Andover Huskies, it'll be Austin Bronze. Bronze comes in with a record of goals against of 1.76 and a save percentage of .923. The record for Bronze coming in today is 15-3-1. Faceoff will come just to the right of Bronze. They didn't like how it was left there. Sealers, they're waiting for the faceoff. He'll take the draw. It goes back to Hoyla. We'll get you some updates on Hoyla as well. We've got some gifted defensemen for both of these teams as Centennial sends it in, stopping the puck, trying to redirect. There was Bronze, and the Huskies will move it up along the near board. Getting first back defensively and helping out there with Centennial. They put it on the stick there of Thorson, and now the Huskies will circle at center ice. Andover now dumps in, and their first line goes in after it. That's Gravink. Casey and Thorson. And the doorstep there, hops the stick of Casey and unable to hold the zone is Andover, but they get it right outside the blue line and skate in. Casey comes in, shot, save, rebound is controlled on the far side by Hammer. No shot that goes just wide of the mark by Andover, and that goes to the corner. That shot by Graving. Centennial looks to clear the zone, and they do. But skating it back in as the Huskies have been holding possession is Tristan May. They have been holding possession of the puck and sustaining some pressure here in the early minutes. Puck floats through that time and puts right on the stick of Centennial. Tangled up and a miscue. Now dropping it inside. Van Ussel with that save and a shot, and a look out for number 18, Owen Van Tassel. Owen Van Tassel leads Centennial with 23 goals, 22 assists in his career. He's got almost 76 points. He came off the bench, had a good look, and Bronze made that save. Off the face-off, controlled now by Andover. They'll skate it out of the zone, and here comes a move as the Huskies try to bring it in. He's set there on by Everson. Sent to the ice that time was Goman. He's right back up and in the middle. Goman in the near boards. He's looking for someone to center. Send it off to the far side there to Dahl. Dahl sent to the ice, and Centennial controls in the corner by Peterson. Coming over to help out and trying to work it up ice is Van Tassel. Chipping it out to center ice. Turns, firing in and sent it right back in. That was done by Kyle Law for Andover. Clear stretch pass attempt, stepped in front that time by Goman and then pickpocketed by Anderson. Anderson comes back, trying to put some pressure, whistles one wide of the mark. Getting there first will be Andover, but turning it over quickly. Not able to hold possession. Van Tassel puts a backhand in and makes a quick line change. Quickly coming on the ice now is Keegan Johnson for Centennial after that exchange. Moving in, full head of steam. Huskies moving in, shows the forehand and the backhand. Now leaves it up front. A shot, a save by Fuller, no rebound. And Knox that time with the opportunity off the deflection on initial shot that came in by Goman. And Fuller was up for the save, was out and away as you can take a look here. See the initial move made and pressure on that goal attempt by Pearson. And the deflection went all the way back out. Knox had the opportunity, but it was Fuller who got all the way back in front of the goal to make that glove save. Huskies trying to reset that pressure. They far and away have had the most pressure and quality shots on goal between these two teams. Then Huskies come in as the number 4 team in Class 2A. Drop pass by Thorson. Back to Thorson on the rebound. Scores! Picking up the loose change and burying it back at the net is Logan Graving. Goal number 12 on the season for the senior. A great setup that time by Thorson on the initial shot, and just as you draw it up, it was Gravik there for that rebound, and he buried it back of the net. That team combined, all three of these players, 45 goals so far this season, and Andover has taken a 1-0 lead here with 12 minutes to go in the first period. That's an even strength goal. The assist will go to Thorson, and Andover jumps out 1-0. Gravik that time was they did give a second assist. It may have gone to Casey. We'll confirm that a little later. So 1-0 lead. Andover jumps out. Even strength goal here in the first period. Huskies took home a 7-4 win earlier this month, or actually in January 22nd. That battle took place in Centennial. Jumping out, the puck caroms out in front, and Fuller, a 5'11", 155-pounder. Covers up. Here you get a look at Fuller, as I mentioned, of a record of 14-3-1. His career record is 19-3-1. He was in goal for the win against Tino Grace. That was the most recent game for Centennial. That was on Thursday, a 5-3 win for Centennial in that game. Van Tassel had 2 goals. A check there. Centennial crowd just below us. Now moving in. Huskies dangle it a little bit, trying to settle it. It's Knox. Fire shot low. That caroms to the corner. Picking it up off the rebound is Pass. And Pass moves it up. These teams bring just a complete game. Speed, physicality, some great goaltending, great discipline. Now a one-timer attempt, unable to take the shot, was Pass as he was tangled up. Pass tries to pick it up in the corner. Andover will get there first, and we'll have a whistle as it's knocked out of play with 10:51 remaining in that first period. As I mentioned, Totino Grace was the team that Centennial beat most recently. It was a 5-3 win and 2 goals for Van Tassel. They are in the midst of a 4-game win streak. Centennial is. Their last loss came to Andover. They mentioned a 7-4 loss at Centennial. Now behind, it veers to the corner, and now lifting it high to center ice and trying to settle the puck. Finally is there by Andover and carried in this time by Cogswell. Set up in the crease and unable to capitalize. Just missing the stick that time of Pearson, and the Huskies bring it right back in again. I'll tell you, they come at you in waves. Some pure speed. Into the corner, dropping it down low, trying to find their way. Now a backhand. There's Pearson again. Pearson to the near corner. Sends it to the far corner, and Cogswell will pick it up. Brooks Cogswell. And back again to Pearson, circling out in front. In front is Babb, trying to look for the opening. He goes over the help out, and meanwhile, getting to the puck and turning it back into the corner there is Cogswell. Cogswell pokes and prods at it, and finally broken up there by Carls. Carls moves it up ice. That's Brox Carls, who's been extremely hot this season. If he gets a goal today, that'll be 10 Centennial players with 10 goals on this season. At the blue line, they'll have to refire, send it deep, and they'll make some line changes. Will the Huskies back in, jumping the pass, and now a chance is a pass dropped back that time by Thorson. Thorson reacquaints himself with the puck behind the net, causes some traffic, poking, prodding, still a loose puck to the right of the goalie, and at half wall, it's going to be Centennial carrying it out. Centennial moves it up ice, and that's Everson. Lofted high in the air, chance there. Law will send it ahead and now pick up and skate in. And that's Thorson moving it in. Hemmer there absorbs a check by Thorson after he rings it along the board. We're south of 9 minutes to go in this opening period. It's a 1-0 lead for the Andover Huskies on the goal by Graving. In front, a chance there. High slot, unable to get the stick down. Tangled up that time was Centennial. And that was Searles. 2-on-1 emerges now for Andover. Back the other way. Shot by Thorson. Save, but we've got a penalty. That is going to be whistled. A high stick. And still down on the ice. Looks to be Graving. Stand corrected. That was actually Hudson Zinda. Zinda spent most of the season on that first line. There you get a look at the pressure coming in, and he took a hard shot and lost his ball right into those boards. So as a result, it looked like they were going to call the penalty, but they called the use of that high stick by Andover, so that moves the fast face-off back down to the left of Bronze in the Husky end. 1-0 lead for Andover here, opening period, 8.5 remaining. Opening period, and pass, turns, fires, tries to send it deep. It gets it to the blue line. Now it drifts deeper. Here comes Centennial, mounting some pressure. Looks for the backhand, and now it deflects to the corner. Trying to hold the zone, unable to do so. It gets just beyond the blue line, and Peterson will send it back deep into the Husky end. 8-3 shots on goal here in the first period. Joe Rulin along with QCTV with you. Moving in Andover, trying to send it across. Good idea, good setup by Goman, but an even better defensive play that time by Centennial. Hoyla, a defenseman a year ago, or he was a forward a year ago. Now a defenseman leads the team in a plus-minus with a +41. Impressive season. Now skating in. Huskies again, a shot looking for that far post that time. Moving in Unable to convert on that opportunity was Seward. Looking behind, trying to center, hits the side of the net. Centennial, this game back and forth and quickly. Love the pace of this game. Trying to move around the defense there, Pearson. He does, but he doesn't catch up with the puck. Finally, after the collision, it carries back behind, and Centennial will try to carry out. They cannot. Puts on the stick there of a Husky forward. Huskies circle back again. That's Babb. Pearson's out in front. Here comes Knox. He's been trending. He's been scoring, and he's been active and unable to convert there. Weston Knox at the blue line there for the Huskies. He'll seal off the defenseman trying to get in, and hopping back is Kyle Law, and those two together on the ice are a dangerous dynamic duo defensively who can also bring the offense from the blue line for Andover. 6.5 to go, first period. It is a 10-3 shots on goal advantage for Andover in the white. They have the 1-0 lead. Jumping here, shot, scores! Kyle Law picks it up inside the blue line and buries it top shelf, puts it with the peanut butter, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Huskies. For Law, his 9th goal of the season, and you could see the Huskies sitting back on a couple of occasions ready to jump those pass, and he did it. He jumped the pass, came in and buried it. The passes were not very firm or fierce coming out of there, and it lays up to be a perfect setup pass. Huskies come in again. Here's Thorson. He wants to take a shot. He does. It hits the defender's skate and deflects to center ice. 2-on-1 emerges now for Centennial. Moving in, drop pass, shot. Score. And he reciprocated, and they call it was a save. They thought I saw the signal initially that it was a goal. It is not. Bronze makes the glove save. And Bronze, little hashtag FTL flashing the leather there for the Huskies, as it was Centennial continuing to try to put pressure here. They had it was a 2-on-1 first, but then a 3-on-1 opportunity, unable to convert there, Centennial. South of 6 minutes to go, first period, 2-0 lead for Andover. A couple of even strength goals for the Huskies. No penalties have been whistled here in this first period. The reason I mention that is that Centennial has an impressive power play. A power play percentage and success of 46%. That's been over 50% for most of the season. So they can rotate that puck and truly take advantage of the extra man if given that opportunity. Good battle there by Andover. Damaged it in as May to extend it. Cycling up top. There's Thorson still with it. Drops it. One-timer to Knox just off the point. Trying to control and move it up. And finally Centennial content with just drifting it on the backhand through the neutral zone. Back on ice together, that dynamic duel of Law and Knox defensively for the Huskies. Huskies again, circle back, shot, pad, save made there by Fuller. Trying to pull the trigger, and Cogswell tried to go low that time. Huskies continue to buzz in their own end. It's no easy out on a breakout for Centennial. Finally, they'll skate it out. Here comes Anderson. Anderson moves it up ice. He's pestered there defensively, so he'll send it back behind the net and try to have a teammate pinch in from the far point, which they do. Andover's able to poke it free, sends it through the neutral zone. Hemmer picks it up, sends it cross ice, now on the stick of Knox. That's Van Tassel, who tries to come over and contribute and pinch it back in, unable to put any pressure with it, and holding it onto the blue line, and the fresh legs coming off the skate, and we're going to get a penalty getting whistled here against the Huskies. We talked just recently about the success on the power play for Centennial. They'll get a chance to showcase that power play now, as a penalty was whistled on number 3, Stringfellow, Landon Stringfellow, a sophomore defenseman. As the Centennial player, fresh legs came in full throttle off that bench. Tried to disrupt play, did Stringfellow, instead they feel like he interfered or tripped the Centennial forward. So they'll set up now with the power play. 4:10 to go in this opening period. The Huskies have tallied twice here in the opening period, a 2-0 lead. Both have been even strength goals for Andover. Gradnick and Kyle Law have those tallies. Disrupting, here comes Thorson. He's got a short-handed attempt, moving in, shows backhand, tries to jam it through, and Fuller turns him away. Thorson with a short-handed goal the last time these two teams met. And he also leads the team with 3 short-handed goals on the season. Pinching in now, goes to the corner. Knox is there. He rings it along the bench. It goes off of one of the Husky players. So with 3:32 to go in this first period and 1:16 left on the man advantage for Centennial, this faceoff will come back into the Andover end of the ice. And I got to tell you, impressed with the pressure and the flow of the play here by both of these squads, but Andover has been able to take advantage of just some small seams, and that last one by Laws, he stepped in. Here, take advantage here, can Centennial, as the defender goes down in the corner. Centennial again, 46% on the power play this season. Very, very impressive. Sends it up, far face-off circle. Cross ice, they'll have to reset. 50 seconds now left on the man advantage for Centennial. Leading Centennial in power play goals has been Van Tassel. He has 11. Back behind now, inside the blue line. A shot here, gets all the way through. Traffic in front. Braun says it's in those pads someplace. I don't want to move. And so he holds until the whistle's blown. 2:53 to go in this first period. And we still have 37 seconds remaining on that man advantage for Centennial. Peyton Blair second on the team, number 9 with 7 power play goals, and again number 18, Owen Van Tassel leads the squad with 11 power play tallies. His pass now cross rink. Knox will get there first. Knox has had an outstanding season again. Also a strong cornerback on that Husky football team. Thorson looks for an opportunity of maybe another shorthanded. He digs it out. He gets some great gaps and leverages, and still they're working. Finally, Centennial will move it out of their own end, but by the time they do that, they're back at full strength. That is the Huskies. Successful penalty kill for Andover, and now they break in 3-on-2. Number 1 line on the ice, setting it down below, circling that half wall. There's Thorson again, drops it across. Law wanted to pull the trigger, took his eye off the puck momentarily, so he had to go back and retrieve it, and then takes a secondary shot that deflects to the near corner. Breaking out is Searles. Searles, 17 goals, 21 assists on that top line for Centennial. Into the corner is Law. He'll try to navigate his way out. Headmans it up, and here comes Andover once again. Full head of steam. Poke check there away. Nicely played. That time as Gravenick tried to bring it in. Gravenick again had it, and now stepping in front is Ben Dahl and sends it deep. He'll give chase. Tries to seal that off, a couple of attempts. Knocks on the doorstep on a backhand shot on a nice pass, trying to feed in that back door to the Huskies' Cogswell. Knox, good eyes, good pass, as he had traffic around him inside the blue line, but put a dime on the stick of Cogswell. He couldn't convert. 1 minute remaining here in this opening period, and trying to hold the zone, unable to do so were the Huskies. Meanwhile, going up high, bringing it down and sending it back in is Noah Martin. And the half wall sends it back to Andover. Continuing pressure, wave after wave to get to this. Into the corner, circling back out there, Goman. Now a one-time shot from inside the blue line by Knox. That was deflected. Goman goes to the corner there to try to recollect the puck. And now a chance here for Girls. He tries to break in against Knox. Knox trying to navigate and poke at that puck, and it was Carls who actually got by him. Now more traffic back behind. The save had to be made by Braun. Braun again, hashtag FTL, flashing the leather on a hard shot from the face-off circle on the left side. Through all of that traffic, comes up with a clean glove save and no rebound. 22 seconds remaining here in this first period, and the Huskies have a 2-0 lead. 2 even strength goals, one by Gravink, and the second by Law. There you get a look at the shot through all of that traffic, and a good glove save there by Bronze. Huskies try to reciprocate the pressure. Long blind hand shot, a backhand across, settling puck, trying to get control here. Now moving in, and now Finally controlling with 5 seconds left. Sends to the near point. Law cross rink to the far point. Moving it in, eluding the check. But having that puck lose momentarily possession on his stick, and there is the end of one complete. The Huskies outshot Centennial in that first period, 14-8. The number 4 team in Class 2A, the Andover Huskies, have a 2-0 lead over the Centennial Cougars. We will return with second period action. We'll send it back to the studio and then return here to Andover Community Center for that second period. Thanks for joining us on this QCTV sports presentation.
Deutschman fade for the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown.
That's Keenan Rodriguez, number 14.
Long takes a quick shot. There's nothing goal.
Look at
Welcome to At the Half, the show where we take a closer look at some of our local area high school sports. I'm your host, Seamus Burke. Let's start off with the Anoka Gymnastics team. They're an ambitious group looking ahead to a big season. Let's head out and talk with the Tornadoes.
At my elementary school, there was a gymnastics after school, and that's where I started. And me and my best friend, she's actually another captain, and from there, I decided to be done with dance, and I just kept on with gymnastics, and been doing it ever since.
I tried out a lot of sports when I was younger, but I didn't like to have shoes on. I was kind of a weird kid like that. I don't know, I just had a lot of energy always jumping off the furniture, so my parents thought it would be a good idea, and it kind of just stuck.
We actually got a couple new girls, and we lost a couple girls that were really important to our team, but the new girls are showing promise, and we've been working really hard all summer, so we still have our hardest skills. We're starting off strong.
What's been really fun so far this year is the amount that we have to gain. They're so talented, they're so hardworking, and they're going to develop a lot from the first meet to the last meet. Last year we came in strong, went strong, and ended strong. It was just a seasoned group, and every meet felt just kind of almost a little too easy because they were so practiced, so rehearsed. They'd been with each other so long. Last year we only had one new team member because of COVID. This year we have many more, and many more stepping into big roles. And so it was an exciting start knowing that we were going to grow each meet, that our score would grow, that their performances would grow. And that's already happened just in our first couple meets. So it's exciting each time to see what's going to come next.
I think it's really cool how everyone focuses on themselves. You want to do your best, but even if you mess up, you still get really excited when your teammates do really good. So I personally, I've done really bad at meets, but I still am really happy at the end because everyone else did really good or someone else got a PR. And it's just, we're all there for each other. We're very supporting.
I think gymnastics is unique because it's just such a mentally tough sport that the team bond is almost like way different than any other sport would be because you have to be there for each other so much mentally and support each other when you're having a rough day. It's so mental. It's super physical too, but I would say it's like 90% mental, 10% physical. So yeah, you have to be there for each other a lot. So it creates a really good team atmosphere.
We really, really want to make it to state as a team. We haven't done that in 12 years, like a really long time. And we've been so close, and our competition is getting a little easier, so hopefully we can make it this year.
Next, we have the Andover dance team. The members describe their time together and their love for each other as more of a family than a team. Let's learn more about this awesome group.
My name is Natalie Shepard, and I've been with Andover Dance Team for 4 years. These 4 years have been amazing. I've made so many friends, and honestly, they are considered part of my family, and my sister's on the team, and so it's just been so fun, and I've learned and grown in so many different ways. I'd say the difference between this year's team and last year's team is everyone is a lot closer this year, and they have so many new qualities that they can bring to the team and that they contribute, and I think everyone has kind of taken a next step into going to new goals and reaching new heights. This year, I'd say our goals are being able to get to new skills that we haven't really been able to before, and I think with this team it's completely possible. I think that we're in a good spot at the start of the season, and I'm really excited to see where we go.
Dancing for the dance team for 4 years. I've been on both fall and winter. I started dance when I was in kindergarten. I've always loved it. My mom always wanted me to be in it, and I just fell in love with it, I guess. I think this year we finally all found our love for dance, and we've always had it, but I just think this year really has shown how far we can take ourselves, and you know, like we just have a family here, and it's really awesome. Our goals for this year are just to try our best at every competition. I think we all just want to up our scores, be there for each other, and just love each other. I think our dance team just really shows, like I said, how much of a family we are, and we just, the difference from last year and this year has just been amazing, and just that we all have so many supporters, and it's just been so great.
My name is Grace Amel. I've been dancing on the fall team for 3 years and the winter team for 2 years. Well, actually I was a gymnast for about 12 years before I started dancing, and then once I got to high school, I mean, it just looked fun, so I decided I'd try it, and it just kind of blossomed into what it is now. Well, last year's team was great. I think we started a lot of the growth that we're continuing this year, and just the girls on the team this year, they're motivated, they want it, and you can tell, and it's really shown in our performances. Well, I mean, state is the ultimate goal always. It's always what we're working towards, but I think more than like a material goal, we're just looking to advance our program and do the best we can this season and build off of what we started last year.
Next, we have the Champlain Park Alpine Ski Team. Let's check in with the Rebels and get their thoughts on the challenges the team has faced during this unique year.
My name is Jack Thomason. I've been on the team for 4 years now, and I'm the boys' captain. To me, being captain is about including everybody. I like to make sure that I always go around and make sure everyone's having fun, talk about how their nights are going, and ask if they need any help or any advice with anything. I just try and be a positive role model and show leadership in that way. I personally would like to go to state. I would also love if our team would make it to state. We have a great team this year. We have a great shot at going, and if everything turns out the way it's supposed to go, we might just go. So,
my name is Anthony Hurlitz. I am a senior at Champlain Park High School, and I've been skiing with the Champlain Park Alpine team for 4 years now. Actually, it takes about an hour to get to practice every day, and then an hour home after practice every day. So it's 2 hours out of the day. Some people might think that's a bunch of time wasted, but a lot of us actually enjoy the bus ride a lot more than practice because you get to hang out with a bunch of your friends, you get to talk to them, you get to mess around, and it's a lot of fun. So I mean, we don't find it as time wasted. Some of us actually really look forward to the bus versus practice because some nights are not most fun on the hill.
I'm Sam Johnson. I'm a senior at Champlain Park, and I've been skiing since freshman year.
Here we go. Just ski finish.
But this year we got a really solid team. We got 27 people, I think. So, and a lot of them are very fast, forceful, and aggressive skiers. So, yeah, it's all in the legs and core. You're really pushing with those legs to push off of the ground and just getting those racing lines in, sort of like Formula One stuff, and you'll be the fastest kid on the hill. So. Just the other night, we did a couple runs. I shaved off 9 seconds just that night, so it was pretty good.
I'm Brooke Murray. I'm a senior in high school, and I've been on the team for 4 years. There's a lot different between my freshman year and my senior year. With skill and ability, it's a huge difference. Knowing what I'm doing, huge difference. And the size of the team has gone up by a lot since my freshman year, so the whole experience is completely different. I like being around my team a lot. We spend a lot of time together, and just watching each other improve is also really amazing to see. My personal goal is just to get faster, keep improving, and have fun. And for my team, I hope my teammates do well as well. Maybe some of them can make it to state, who knows?
That's it for this edition of At the Half. Make sure to stay connected with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, as well as watching Channel 859 and online at QCTV.org. Thanks for watching.
I'm Mother Earth. Did you know that items like napkins, tea bags, and orange peels can be organically recycled? In addition, you can also recycle
food scraps like fruit and vegetables, meat, fish and bones, baked goods, eggshells, dairy products, and even coffee grounds. Also, food soiled paper, including pizza boxes and paper egg cartons. For more information on organic recycling, check with your city to sign up. Mother Earth wants you to remember to recycle, not add to the landfill. Next time you're thirsty, use a reusable bottle.
Huskies in their most recent outing had an impressive win over Blaine. That was on Thursday night. Guess you're caught up on that, a 5-2 win versus Blaine. Their most recent outing last Saturday, or it was a week ago, today was their 2-1 loss in overtime to Rogers. Now shot from the near point. Rebound was almost on the doorstep there. For Caden as he came in. Sent back. Huskies battle in the corner. There's Johnson. Johnson centers and trying to redirect, but the stick there tangled up by Knox. Trying to maneuver a shot there was Ramirez. Now back the other way. Drop pass, little tic-tac-toe opportunity. Turned away on the doorstep on a shot that time by Gravik. Nice play by Fuller. Huskies trying to move that puck around, and it was Knox looking for another assist. Knox has just been in the zone in the month of January and already here in February. Centennial circles back behind their own goal. They'll try to bring it in. They do, dangling it a little bit. Carls now takes the shot. Glove save made into beauty there by Bronze. That line has also been trending here for Centennial. A.J. Carls, he had 2 goals in the last time they met up with Andover. 13 goals, 20 assists on the season. For his career, he's got 140 points, does the senior. Far point, here's a shot, hits deflect in front. Nice job there getting down to block that. It was Pearson. Circling back at center ice, in comes Blair. Blair fakes the pass, now tries to move around Law defensively, then tries to center. That's dismantled, and now coming back the other way is Law. Law drops it out front, looks for the one-timer there to Babb, unable to connect. It circles back now behind the goal, and getting there defensively will be Hoyla. Hoyla leads this team with a plus-minus of 41 for the Cougars. Cross ice to Carls again. Carls, A.J. Carls sends a shot that goes wide. They try to get it back to him, and stepping in front of that pass and working it back out was Babb. To the corner goes Law. Missed on the headman pass, but does get it to center ice. Centennial now skates in. Van Tassel had it momentarily, disrupted there by the Huskies, and the Huskies and Zinda now move in. Zinda knocked to the ice on a nice check after he took the shot by Averson, the captain on the squad. Centennial comes out skating, cross ice now. Put on the stick of pass and deflected away to the corner by Knox. Knox certainly not adverse to a little contact every now and then, and holds on to the Centennial player and engulfs him in that corner. Huskies able to get it right back out to center ice, but gearing up, here comes pass. Sends it across Anderson, now settling puck, backhand, save is made, and now Huskies have a chance, a 3-on-2 on a breakout. Zinda heads in, and Knox, who was trailing on that play, quickly heads to the bench for a quick defensive change. Thorson coming over to try to disrupt Anderson. He anticipates that pass so well, so he went to the corner to hold the zone. He did, but now Anderson dipsy-doos his way around, and a 3-on-2 evolves. A pass behind Johnson diffuses that scoring opportunity for Centennial. Now back comes Thorson. Thorson moves around, takes the shot, save, and secured there by Fuller. And you are seeing the Huskies just playing that full sheet of ice. Centennial had a 3-on-2 opportunity, but just when you're just a little bit behind, it disrupts the flow of that puck, and it did disrupt the flow of that rush and a scoring opportunity for Centennial. Huskies took advantage and went back the other way. Centennial comes in the conference play here with a record of 9-2. Andover is 11-1. Still, the only undefeated team in conference play is Rogers. Rogers is 10-0. Speaking with Coach Mark Manny before the game last Saturday, the last game we had covered against Elk River, he's like, hey, tough teams. So that Rogers team is playing extremely well. He said they're still undefeated in conference play, and it's a team we need to be focused on as well. And hey, they took it to the Huskies. At that time, the number 1 ranked team in Class 2A was Andover, and they took a 2-1 loss in overtime. But Huskies just kind of refuel as they get ready here for playoff play soon. Carls now moves in again. Nice job to get over. Good speed that time to close a scoring gap and a scoring angle there by the defensive Stringfellow. Skating in, top of the circle, a wrister off the chest protector and into the mitt and secured there by Austin Braun, the senior, with the goals against of 1.76 coming into this contest. The Huskies remain with a 2-0 lead. The last meeting between these two teams, Andover outscored Centennial 6-2 in the final 2 periods. Faceoff comes to the right of Austin. Karam's out, and now looked like it was going to be dispensed into the bench, but the Huskies skate on. Moving to the corner, Babb tries to get it out front to Seward. Seward goes to the corner to pick up the loose change, and Centennial pickpockets that puck. Huskies now try to get it back. Good pressure there by Pearson, puts a backhand over top of the goal. And now back behind, this is Everson. Everson on the outlet pass, cannot connect. Huskies get back to center ice and try to send it down. Picking up the loose change and moving in with it. Time was Keegan Johnson. Johnson 4 goals, 10 assists on the season. Puck caroms off. Everson pinches in, takes this shot, and the save is made again, flashing out leather. Hashtag FTL there. By Bronze. Some traffic in front as anything to get a deflection. And redirect when you're that close. Either crash that net or cause some sort of visual disruption. So the Huskies circle back behind off the faceoff they control. It's Law, then gets it to Stringfellow. Stringfellow, his pass does not connect, and they're going to be whistled for the ice. Will Andover, and they'll bring it back for the faceoff just to the left of Bronze in the Andover end of the ice. Head coach for Centennial once again is Rich Meny. He's in his 11th season. And for Andover, it's Mark Manning in his 13th season. Career record of 207 wins, 120 losses, and 15 ties. Dropping here, crossing, regaining his skates. Time was Hemmer, excuse me. And Andover tries to come out clean. It's diffused there by Czech at center ice on the Andover forward. South of 10 minutes to go here in this second period. Quickly approaching the midway mark of this game. Hemmer tries to bring it in, full head steam. There's a rebound through off the pads, and no one to cash in for Centennial on that backside. It deflects, and now Huskies are on the transition. Shot here by Goen, shot and a save. That was Gravenik with that shot. Back down below. Good pass that time down below to get it back was made. To get it below back down to Gravenik, and Centennial will send it into the Andover end for icing, and we are at 9:36 to go here in the second period. Huskies with 2 goals in the first period, both even strength goals. There's been just 1 penalty whistled, and that was on Andover. However, Centennial could not convert on the power play opportunity, a power play that has seen an unbelievable success rate of 46%. Backhand there's deflected. Gravink could not get it. Good play there by Gravink, just taking it right off the stick of the Centennial player. Now at center ice, they're moving back in. Caden there, one-timer back to Graver. Loose puck trying to get it. Thorson shoveling it away, and it goes through the crease. Hops the stick there of Gravik, and it goes to the corner. Huskies, a wonderful opportunity, but a bouncing puck couldn't get settled. It was all started by Caden Casey, C2. Knox gathers it in, seals it off, works it up ice. He'll headband it there to Babb. Far side, Thorson steal there, backhand, goal! What a beautiful move. Shows the forehand, goes to the backhand, and slides it under the garage door. A goal for Caden Casey. his 44th career goal, his 16th of the season, and the Huskies have extended their lead here in the second period, 3-0. Beautiful setup. Thorson came in on that far side, fed him the puck, tape to tape. And a quick glance of that forehand, carried it over to that backhand and slid it under the garage door to a wide open net after a fabulous move there by Caden Casey. Again, his 16th goal of the season. The assist will be the second of this afternoon for Thorson. Thorson and Casey both tied with career points in the lead at 104 points each. Discussion happening there, and the official did not like something he heard from that side and circles right back again to have a little chat with the official. After that goal was scored, the captain of Centennial was having an extended conversation with the officials, and I do not know what it pertained to. 8:46, we're near the midway mark here of this contest. 17-3-1 Andover hosting the Centennial Cougars. Northwest Suburban Conference hockey, both these squads near the top third and centering it out in front, unable to convert. Knox will get an assist on that goal, as well as Knox had the breakout pass. He put it tape to tape, then got it to Thorson. Thorson, the pass over to Caden Casey, and there Caden Casey scored his 16th goal of the season and his 44th of his career. Being tossed from the face-off circle is Casey. Now Thorson will jump in. Into the corner, 3-0 lead. Huskies trying to get possession. There's Thorson. Gets that leverage, sees that puck, now tries to get in front of the Centennial defender to disrupt any flow out along and behind the board, and we have a penalty. On the ice is Thorson. Getting the gate will be Everson. He was the one having a discussion with the officials prior to that puck that they dropped last time for the face-off, but it will be Andover who will get their chance on the power play for the first time this afternoon. They have a 3-0 lead, but here's kind of a need to know for you. A need to know by Joe. On the penalty kill this year, Centennial has 6 shorthanded goals, so buyer beware, be wise, be careful. They have success on that power play in the specialty teams, and a lot of success on that penalty kill. Shot there by Law, heavy shot. That directs to the corner. Law comes over to help out at the near point. Sends it cross ice, kind of a little saucer pass controlled by Knox. A quick flick, wrist flicks a go on a quick pass to the back door to Casey, and that couldn't connect. Huskies still control. Thorson at the near point, working it back. Law back to Thorson. He takes the shot, could not get the deflection. Could Casey, and making that save is Fuller. Penalty kill this season at an 87% clip. All but 13% of the power play opportunities Centennial has been able to skate off and kill. Shot here, gathered in, nice save by Fuller. Fuller, good positioning, moved well from the right to the left, a lot of traffic in front, and he came up with a nice clean glove save, looking for the rebound. A couple of Huskies that were circling. 7:29 remaining, second period. 1:17 on the power play here for Andover. A chance to stretch that lead to 4-0 if they can convert. Law has it just inside the blue line. Now to Thorson. Thorson moves in. He hit the defenseman, and it's sent linked to the ice. Huskies now will reset. Law along with Knox defensively on the specialty unit. Knox rings it along the board. Thorson is be there to greet the puck on the near side. Sets it up to Law. Law now re-triggers. Back behind. A chance there by Dahl. Ben Dahl. To the corner now. A one-time blast, and that goes just wide. Moving it in, trying to cash in. And a wrister here by Dahl. Hits to the goalie Fuller, and it dribbles out in front, and it's Centennial who's able to clear the zone. Still 25 seconds left on the man advantage. Up ahead to Thorson. Thorson moves in. Thorson tries to center, does. Shot hits traffic in front. That by a Gravenik. A good opportunity. Law sends it down low. Gravenik sends it right back to Law. Thorson gets ready, takes the shot, getting down there, making that deflection with Searles, and now we've got another penalty coming up on Centennial. An interference penalty. Still 7 seconds remaining on the penalty whistle to Matt Everson. Well, they're going to call that actually on Andover. I saw a collision in that corner, and I thought I saw Centennial touch that puck, but well, let's see. The penalty will go on Zinda. 2 minutes for interference, so the teams now will skate four-side for the next 7 seconds. At which time that high-powered power play will take place for Centennial. Very important that they won this face-off. Searles tries to cut in. Now it's between a few skates, and Searles still has it. So the 4-on-4 has expired, and now a power play is set for the next minute and 45 seconds for Centennial. They're setting up that umbrella formation. It dribbles and finds its way right to the side of the net, and Bronze will freeze it there with 1:40 to go. Huskies a chance to extend their 3-0 lead on the power play. Could not convert, and now Centennial has the chance to cut into this deficit. Again, you take a look at, here's that interference call, and there it was in the corner. They felt that Zinda impeded that progress of the Centennial defenseman to that puck in the corner. So, good look on that replay. In the corner collision there, Law takes a big shot. Now at the near point, it's Centennial at a 46% success clip on that power play. Those are impressive numbers. A shot to that far point, hops the stick. Able to hold the zone, at least momentarily there, was Everson, and on the ground was Thorson. He swipes the stick, and Andover will touch that puck, and the whistle will come. Thorson was down, and I don't know if they thought it was a high stick that drew that whistle as it was behind the plate. Nonetheless, the faceoff will come all the way back into the Andover end, and the coaches wanted some explanation for it. They said drop the puck and let's go. On the faceoff, that's Dahl. And that penalty kill unit is out there for Andover. Blair skates in, takes the shot just wide of the mark. He wasn't picked up until he was halfway through that faceoff circle when he pulled the trigger on the shot. Coming back the other way, that hits traffic as Centennial skate in deep. That was Van Tassel that time. We tried it. Now working around, a little give and go back, and shot hits the back of the net. Here comes Dahl. Dahl with a nifty move as he was trying to kill some penalty time, and he'll head to the bench. They are able to swap out at his Andover half of their penalty kill unit with 35 seconds left on the man advantage for Centennial. Down low into the corner, there's Carls. A.J. Carls. This shot goes high in the air, deflected, now plopping on top of it and throwing the glove there as well. That is Austin as Centennial begins to pepper the Andover goalie in his end of the ice. There you could see the shot initially came up, and Law was going over there. He's a center fielder in baseball. It looked like he was tracking a fly ball to get that thing. It went off of his glove, and Braun was able to cover it up. So 15 seconds left on the power play. Centennial in dire need of a goal here to cut into this 3-0 deficit. It's disrupted there at the blue line by Andover, and Thorson is everywhere. Lifts the stick and pickpockets. That time number 9 for Centennial and Blair, and just takes the puck over. Now Andover back at full strength, and Centennial 0 for 2 on the power play here this afternoon. Down by 3, skating far side. Good defensive play there by Stringfellow, the sophomore. He diffused a speedy winger coming in, looking for the shot. Huskies apply some more pressure. Getting after it with Gravik, Casey, and Thorson. They'll dump and get, here comes Searles back. Searles, cross rink. Stopping, trying to pull the trigger that time. Blair did, but with the time he pulled the trigger, it was just wide of the mark, disrupted on the stick of the defenseman there for Andover. Long lead, stretch pass across. Now Controlli. Here's a shot saved by Pearson from within. Shot and another one. That's redirected. That was Tristan May coming in with that secondary shot. Just inside the blue line for Andover. 3 and change remaining here in the second period. The Huskies have scored 1 to extend their lead to 3-0. To the corner, the Huskies now pick it up after a couple of collisions. A backhand ahead, and now this is on the stick of Babb. Babb has it lifted off of his stick. Centennial sends it cross rink, getting there first, and then sending it into the bench. Time getting there first was Hoylo. Hoylo this season, 4 goals, 25 assists on the season. That's what he has, 29 points. Total of 42 career points for a forward turned defenseman, and it appears that he's taken well to that transition. Talking with head coach Rich Minnie before the game, and he's excited about his play. Also, one of the other players he's looking that's been heating it up lately is Brock Carls. 10 goals, 9 assists. 2.5 to go in this second period. The Huskies have outshot the Cougars 29-14 and have outscored them 3-0. Pass ahead now, skating in his pass. Pass has Van Tassel. Van Tassel finally gathers the puck, takes the shot. It flutters there to the side. He didn't get what he wanted because his stick was obstructed. And it floated on. Anderson now takes this shot. Looked like it went off that crossbar. Boy, that whistled. That thing was fired by Anderson, and a couple of solid scoring opportunities that time by Centennial. Stick knocking out just about shin high that time at center ice, done so by Casey. Casey, 6 foot, 185, and there is an icing call on Andover with 1:45 to go in the second period, and oh my, Centennial had a couple of opportunities, and one hit the crossbar on the blast from just inside the blue line by Anderson. Cade Anderson. Huskies' last outing was a 5-2 win versus Blaine. In that game, 1 goal, 3 assists by Knox. Knox has a couple more assists here today. Backhand on the other side, trying to sway that thing in almost like a curling motion as it was sitting in the blue paints, and finally Fuller will cover up, freeze the puck, and some pushing and shoving going on just to the left of Fuller, and now a mini pile up behind the goal with 1:30 to go here in this second period. And we'll see what gets sorted out here, if any penalties will be whistled. Also in the Huskies' last 5-2 win versus Blaine, not only Knox with 1 goal and 3 assists, but Gravnik also had a goal and assist, and Casey a goal and 2 assists. Goldman also added a goal. Between the pipes in that one, making 18 of 20 saves. There you see the pile up and the pushing and looking for that possession. So it looks like it's going to be offsetting. Coincidental minors given to a Centennial player in Andover. Here comes Carl's in. AJ takes this. It's off the mark. The captain now sent back to the corner. Casey deflects it ahead to Thorson. It's a 5-on-5. Moving in is Carls. He risked one. Just missed the mark on that one. Had a good look. Caroms to center, and now here comes Huskies on the transition. A shot just misses the mark on the doorstep, looking for it there. Andover once again, and that was Cogswell. Unable to convert, and Centennial will try to work it out, but they'll be whistled for the ice with 45 seconds left in the second period. It is 3-0 Andover. Meanwhile, in the last outing for Centennial, they defeated Totino Grace. Multiple goal scorers for them as well. Van Tassel had a couple of goals in that win. And also last time out against the Huskies, A.J. Carl's a couple of goals in that loss to Andover. Owen Van Tassel had a goal, as did Cade Anderson. Off the faceoff, taken behind their own net, Centennial, as they try to break out. Center ice, and nicely way, a good play there defensively by the sophomore Landon Stringfellow to maintain possession of the puck. He was bracketed there and put on a nice outlet pass. And now back comes Centennial. Pass puts this shot on and cutting to the net. They're looking for the rebound and into the ice. Was sent number, as we pick that up, but Centennial forward nonetheless. Flipped over the glass and into the fans, and we have 2 seconds remaining here in the second period. This is a matinee boys high school hockey sports presentation coming your way on QCTV. Joe Rulin along with Ryan on the camera. Hey, the crew back in the studio is Adam and CJ. Thanks for your help. This is lifted off the faceoff, and the Huskies will take a 3-0 lead after 2 complete. Shots on goal after 2 complete. 32-16 in favor of Andover over Centennial. Hey, coming back for that third period, we're going to send it back to the studio. Third period is coming your way shortly. The Huskies, the number 4 ranked team in Class 2A, a 3-0 lead over the Centennial Cougars.
Take it to the skies and fly with QCTV. Get a bird's eye view from the cities of Andover and Milka, Champlin, and Ramsey. Weekly news, sports, government, and so much more. Check out our award-winning community coverage on social media, as well as our website at qctv.org. We are QCTV, and we are here for you.
Hello, thanks for joining us here today. I'm Seamus Burke. With me is Corey Lang. We're here today to discuss West Side Story. Both of us saw this movie last Friday at the Champlin Mann Theater, just down the street from our studio here. So, Corey, just a quick one sentence. What is your initial thoughts?
Well, a one sentence, that's asking a lot. This is obviously a really complicated movie. It's a complex situation for me. Personally, I know we'll get into it. One sentence, gosh, put me on the spot, huh? Well, one sentence, I'd probably simultaneously the most qualified and least qualified person to be sitting here. Like, you should probably grab someone else to talk about this. Like, maybe Winter should jump in this seat.
Okay,
but
you can get up.
Yeah, I'll get out. Yeah. No, what I'm getting at is musicals are not my favorite genre. That's what I'm getting at. But I went in with an open mind, but also very skeptical. So there's your sentence. We'll get into it a little bit later.
Good tease.
Yeah.
So I really liked this movie.
Okay.
I grew up doing musical theater, did musical theater through high school. I love seeing shows live, and I do love a lot of musical movies. So I was primed to really like this movie, and Steven Spielberg happens to be one of my favorites, if not my favorite director. So short, I really liked it. So for those that may not know, this is based on the 1957 Broadway musical of the same name, music by Leonard Bernstein and lyrics by Stephen Sondheim, with a book by Arthur Lawrence. This was previously adapted famously into the 1961 Best Picture winner, also of the same name. That film was directed by Robert Wise. And this movie, from what I understand, the intent was to sort of refresh the original musical and to actually make a movie that was closer to the book of the musical, which is something that I was not aware of. Have you seen the original West Side Story?
I have. I think they made us sound so brutal, but I think we watched it in grade school, so it's probably been 25 years, but I remember watching it in school.
Yes, same for me. I watched it in the original in middle school, and I have not seen since, and I actually deliberately did not revisit it to prepare for this because I wanted to sort of meet this movie on its own terms. Right. So let's talk about the movie itself.
Sure.
Generally, I thought that this movie was really carried by some really, really strong performances. You can't fault, well, at least I can't fault the book or the music. They're timeless. But these performances in this new version really made it pop and made it come to life. How did you feel about the performances? Yeah,
I agree. I'm so glad that you liked it. You know, with musicals, it's like, the best thing I can describe is it's like sports for me. Like, I'm not a big sports fan. And so, like, if I go to a sporting event, like, I'm automatically not having a great time. But I try. I try to have a good time. I'm like, all right, I'm at a baseball game. However, the Twins are playing. It's my home team. You know, although I'm not enjoying the sports activity, the idea of watching sports, I'm rooting for the Twins.
Right.
And that's the best comparison I can make here with musicals. I'm going in. It's like, okay, I know what to expect. I'm already being negative about it, but I'm going to try to have a good attitude because the Twins are playing. And so for West Side Story, my home team would be Steven Spielberg. I'm rooting for Steven Spielberg. A, he's one of my favorite directors. B, he hasn't had the greatest recent track record. I mean, he's obviously a legendary director, but I would say the last 2 or 3 films that he's done hasn't really been up to the high bar that he set in the past, if for lack of better.
Very different tone, genre-wise, a lot of historical drama, a lot of gritty, sort of real, much less sweeping, broad, fantastical.
Exactly.
And this, to me, actually kind of felt like something of a splitting the difference of those two things, where it definitely sort of has the look and the sort of visual style that he's sort of fallen into, but because of the nature of the story and the source material he's adapting, it does have this big, sort of ostentatious feel.
Yeah, like look at his last film. It was a big success, but I wasn't a huge fan. It was Ready Player One, which is a great book and a great story, but rather than him being on set with these big physical sets, it's more of him directing from like behind like an animator, like a highly skilled animator. So he's like directing at a computer screen, right? Which is not my favorite Spielberg. So here he is, he's back on these big sets. It's really exciting. Janusz Kaminski is the cinematographer who shot some of my favorite films like Minority Report. I mean, he shot Saving Private Ryan. I mean, the guy, I mean, that's insane, right? The guy that shot that incredible film is back here with Steven Spielberg. Big physical sets, big choreography. It was really exciting to see Spielberg back shooting on all cylinders.
And it looked absolutely beautiful too. And I said this to you sarcastically the other day, this Spielberg guy seems like he knows what he's doing. The movie looks incredible. There are some, I'll throw some screenshots in here. There's just some incredible shots. The use of color, in particular in the sequence in the gymnasium at the school dance was incredible. The jets are all in in blue, and the sharks are all in red.
Yeah.
And what I noticed was that Tony and Maria, Tony's played by Ansel Elgort, Maria played by first-time film actress Rachel Zegler.
Right.
Tony is wearing white with a navy blue blazer, and Maria is wearing white with a red belt.
Some
and so they sort of have this symbolic link to their respective camps.
Right.
However, they're both wearing this white that totally sets them apart from everyone else in the room. There's great stuff like that throughout, use of color, use of the camera. That's something that I look for in a musical movie. It can be difficult to go from the stage to film because you're expected to bring something different. Otherwise, why wouldn't you just tape a Broadway play or go see a Broadway play? And you lose that live audience feel, so you have to make up for it, I think, with impressive cinematography and really using the medium of film to its full advantage. And I thought Spielberg made very good use of the medium and of the genre to bring, like I said, new life into a classic for 60 plus odd years.
Yeah. No, I completely agree, and you nailed it. This is definitely a form of entertainment that I prefer to see live on a stage. I'm far more engaged that way rather than like a film format. But I was engaged here. One of the big Spielberg moments for me was later on in the film. I don't want to spoil too much, but it was a scene with the Jets regarding a pistol. And the main actor, played by Ansel, shows up, and he wants to get that gun. And it was almost shot suspensefully, like an Indiana Jones fight scene.
Yes,
and they're kind of tiptoeing on these planks, like up on some scaffolding. And I'm like, this is total classic Spielberg. I'm not fully engaged with the singing portion, because I'm just not a musical guy. But I'm here for the Spielberg trappings and the excellent lighting and cinematography and yada yada, all that stuff. So yeah, completely agree. I think they nailed it.
So I want to run through some of the performances here, see who stood out to you. For me, Rachel Zegler as Maria was an absolute standout. She, I looked her up. This is her first movie, and she answered an open casting call for this, and she won the part after like 30,000 some women auditioned. She's never been in a movie before, and I think it's highly possible that she will be nominated for an Academy Award for this performance.
Yeah.
She's got an unbelievably good singing voice, and for someone, it's so impressive to me that this is her first movie, and she delivers such a hard-hitting and I thought very real performance as Maria. On the flip side of that, Ansel Elgort as Tony, I actually thought was a little bit underwhelming, but it wasn't that it was a bad performance necessarily, but he's surrounded by these people. I've got some other names here written down. Ariana DeBose as Anita, David Alvarez as Bernardo, and Mike Feist as Riff were all just so incredible. And they were plucked, most of them plucked off of Broadway. And he kind of stuck out to me as sort of like casting a name, which a lot of movie musicals do. That's a big pet peeve for a lot of people. But he delivers a perfectly serviceable performance, but he's overshadowed by these
exceptional,
unbelievable
actors.
performances.
Well, he was Baby Driver, which that was his breakout role, and that was kind of his shtick. Was he was just kind of not lifeless. That's probably harsh. But he wasn't very animated in a way that was impressive. Yeah,
closed-off performance.
He's just a driver. He's a getaway driver. But here, I mean, so just to back up a little bit, to be an actor that is attractive and can sing, but also act, that's a big ask. Imagine casting a movie like this, where you're trying to get a group of people that are. And I'm not saying that every actor is beautiful and has to be beautiful. That's certainly not the case. But in this situation, most of the actors are very pretty. They can sing very well. But a lot of them can act really well as well. But I do agree on Ansel Elgort. A little lifeless, maybe. That might be a little harsh, but nothing. He didn't stand out like the rest of the actors.
He was certainly was giving a more reserved performance. I actually thought as the movie went on, I became more and more invested in him. I remember thinking early on while we were watching this that that I was not getting into Tony as much
Yeah.
as I probably should have been at
Yeah.
that point. However, by the end, and I felt this way through the whole movie actually, it just slowly kept pulling me in more and more and more
Sure.
as the story unravels and it gets more intense as the movie progresses.
Sure.
Again, I won't spoil anything for
Sure.
a 60-year-old
Yeah.
story,
Yeah,
and
right,
it's also based on Romeo and Juliet, which is even older. But anyway, I felt that he delivers a serviceable performance,
Sure.
but when he's in a room full of absolutely outstanding performances, it sort of stands out.
Right. I agree.
Do you have any other general thoughts? I know that you said just mostly based on the genre. This maybe wasn't for you.
Sure.
Was there anything in particular that maybe was turning you off a little bit?
Well, you know, I made a joke when we started that I'm probably the wrong person to be sitting here, and you know, the joke is that like, yeah, because it's just I'm not a huge fan of musicals, but you got Tony Kushner writing the screenplay. He wrote Lincoln, which I'm a huge fan of, and you got the 1-2-3 punch combo of Spielberg, Kushner, and Kaminsky, which is kind of that legendary trio. And I'm like, okay, I'm a huge fan of those three. To answer your question, it felt really long to me.
Yes.
And
it does feel long, especially
Yeah.
when you don't have an intermission as you would. If you saw this on stage and it was
Right.
the same length, you'd get a 20-minute intermission.
Totally.
It does feel its length a tiny
Yeah.
bit, and that was also a note that they probably could have tightened a couple things up.
Sure.
Small things. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm splitting hairs even by saying that.
that's-
But
yeah, you know, it's to deliver you a really short answer. It's like I'm there for the technical.
Sure.
You know, the singing and stuff is very impressive. It's just not for me personally.
Right.
I was starting to squirm probably about that 2-hour mark. I looked over at Taylor, one of our colleagues, and I could see he was doing the same. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
it's time to wrap this up. It's very pretty.
pretty and witty and bright, you might even say.
Right. Yeah.
Ice Arena, home of the Andover Huskies. And the Huskies boys squad taking on Centennial. This is senior day for the Andover Husky squad. Senior day that'll see some talented players advance and play at another level here for Andover next season. Huskies with a 3-0 lead. They added one more goal. That came in the second period. And the goal was tallied there by Caden Casey, assisted by Thorson and also by Knox. So for Casey, that was his 16th goal of the season. And there you get a look at the line. And I'll tell you what did Casey and Thorson. Thorson and Casey both with 104 points on the season. They both contributed both. For Casey, a goal and an assist. Gravenich has a goal. The assist also to Thorson. He has 2 today. And the 3 goals for Andover as a whole have come via even strength goals. Meanwhile, the horsepower of this Centennial power play squad, which came in at a 46% success, is 0 for 2 thus far. Both teams will start with a couple of players in the box here for the next 30 seconds or so, but it's still skating 5 aside as it was a coincidental minors whistled near the end of that second period. The Huskies, the number 4 team in Class 2A, trying to make it 2 in a row after their win against Blaine on Thursday. Meanwhile, it's Centennial trying to make it and extend their win streak to 5 straight games. They recently had a nice win on Thursday versus Totino Grace. So as we continue to see the play move and both teams kind of filling each other out, we will get the feel and see how they can make those adjustments. Both move, neutral ice, both take some opportunities and make a quick line change here as both players in the box nearing an opportunity to make their way out. So finally a whistle and trying to get a few things reset as both squads roll here. Set back now behind and now lofted high in the air. Andover will take it back to their end of the ice. That's Dahl, Ben Dahl. Dahl had missed some substantial time this year after catching a puck around the ear location, and finally after taking some time to mend and several weeks, he's getting his legs underneath him. He returned in a contest against Elk River, a team that Andover had picked up and had the win. Andover comes in 17-3-1. 17-3-1. The Cougars at 15-3-1. Again, they have won 4 straight. Centennial, a squad that has tallied 131 goals this season and surrendered just 39 goals. Today they're looking for that first goal by a Husky squad that came out with some high RPMs, ready to showcase their talents on senior day. Wrister there, fire just off the mark. In goal for Huskies is Austin Braun. Braun's 5'10", 150. Came in with the goals against of 1.76 and playing like it. Shot here, waffle pads that thing to the corner after the shot from the near point by Centennial. Moving out, outlet pass, and now center ice trying to get by the defense, and picking it up there is Pearson. Pearson, 2 game-winning goals this season, sends this shot on and forcing Fuller to make the save, and he does that. And the faceoff will come in the Centennial end of the ice. Minimal games left for these squads, as you can see that shot from Pearson. Pearson coming in with 3 goals, 4 assists on the season, and as I mentioned, 2 game winners. Face off, Knox way in front. He tried to get his skate out there, but too much in front. Now Centennial will try to work it out. Picked at center ice by the defense, Tristan May, and sent right back in. Again, Huskies and Centennial met up late in January, and the Huskies went into Centennial's rink and took away a 7-4 win that included outscoring Centennial 6-2 in the final 2 periods. Here comes a chance, a 3-on-1 now for Andover, moving in, shot, give, go, just a miss on the redirect on a tape-to-tape pass. Thorson just wide, reciprocating back. Here comes Carls. He whisked one right in the midsection that time of Bronze, as Centennial quickly tried to counter the rush up ice, in which Andover had a 3-on-1, missing that net altogether, and it rings along the board, and it's easier for that team to move up ice and kind of convert on that opportunity. Unable to do so, Centennial, and the faceoff comes just to the right of Bronze off that faceoff. Gradnick, who scored the first goal of the game here this afternoon for Andover, gave him a 1-0 lead in the first period. Took a check there. Coming off the boards, now down low. There's Goldman. Sends it here. Shot by Law. He just off the mark. Cycling back behind now, looking for that opportunity is Dahl. Dahl then puts it back on the stick. Far point of Andover. Moving in, Stringfellow moves in all the way. No one picked him up. He got by the initial point and the eluded the check, and he kept skating in. I think he was looking to pass, looking to kind of toss a dime, but no one picked him up. When he did get a chance to pull the trigger, he went right over top of the net, and it deflected. Good pressure once again there by Andover. Faceoff will take place just outside the Centennial blue line. Circling in and now giving dump and a chase there. That's Caden Martin. Deflected there as they're bringing some of the 4th line in. Also, they kind of get some additional time and absorb some of that time. There's Logan Seward. He sends a backhand down low. Circling it back up and really giving Centennial a challenge on any breakouts. Waiting for somebody else to touch up as it hit the stick there of Zinda and went in. And back down below goes Peterson to try to collect it for Centennial. The breakouts have been very difficult as they've been not able to connect a couple passes in a row, have the Cougars. And move it in now is Thorson. Thorson puts a backhand, tried to hit the cutting in from that far side was Cogswell, but it was just a bit off the mark. Centennial will try to counter again. At the half wall, there's a shot. Hits the pads, it floats high in the air, and Bronze makes that save. Hoya tries to hold up and slow down the forward for Andover, and coming over to help out there defensively was Schmeck. Carls now skates clear. Brings it out, A.J. Carls. Wants to send it in, and it's disrupted there by Cogswell. And Andover now skates out of their end. Dump and chase, that's May. May from outside the blue line now trying to reacquaint himself with the puck as Hoyla brought it up. Huskies at the blue line, just kind of setting up that neutral zone and finding a way to disrupt any easy breakaways. This one's on the far side. Dump and chase now, chance here. Ramirez went after it. Now in front, a centering opportunity there, just misses to Johnson. He has to stretch, and when he does that, it's an opportunity for Andover on this break. At the near wall, moving in. A beautiful setup that time by Goman. Couldn't quite reach to connect that time was Gravink. Gravink that time, and now Goman gets back, tries to circle. Goman on the season with a couple of game-winning goals himself for the forward. Moving it back in. With 10 minutes to go, Centennial at that far point. They are looking to try to tally it up and cut it into this 3-goal deficit. 10 and change. Both of these teams nearing the end of their regular season. Huskies will have 3 games remaining after today's game. And meanwhile, Centennial will have to travel up to Roseau in the next week or so, and 2 additional games as well. To the corner, controlled now. Andover trying to jiggle it free, but it's going to come away with the defensive hammer. Outlet pass there connects to Anderson. Anderson near wing, skates in, drops it, deflected. It's at the near face-off circle. Again, that shot that time was the near defense by many, and now back the other way comes Andover. Stop, pop, shot, save. Initial shot there by Babb. Holding the zone at the far point, pinching in that time was Casey. Casey circles back and continues to try to get it. Many is waiting for the puck defensively. It goes to the forward, cutting back. Nice move by Anderson. Couple of real nice moves as he moves his way in, takes the shot. Waffle pad save sent to the corner there by Bronze. On a breakout opportunity now. Here comes a chance for Andover. 3-on-2, leading the push. Backhand. Casey tries to center. Nice play there defensively by number 2 with Centennial to block that centering pass. That was Schmeck, and sent back link to the ice, and we will have a whistle with 8:34 to go as we are knocking on the door of the midway mark of this 3rd period. As I mentioned, Andover, just a few games left. After today, 3 games remaining. They travel to Grand Rapids. They travel to Coon Rapids, which is just about 4 miles away. And then they host Maple Grove for their final regular season game of the season. Centennial there on the doorstep, poking, prodding, looking for that goal again. Casey sends it back. Caden Casey that time over the top, now circling it back, and no look. It goes to the far point to Andover. There's Knox. Knox loads this one up, but it hits the defense in front, does not make the goal. And now a chance for Centennial. Centennial and Carls. A.J. Carls now sends this one going one way to the right and shooting it back to the left and smothering that puck in the midsection. Well done that time by Austin Bronze. 35-22 shots on goal for these squads here as we have 8:08 remaining in the 3rd period. Coming into today, the top team in the Class 2A rankings was Cretin-Durham Hall, who Andover has defeated. Then they also have Hill Murray, number 2. Andover also defeated them. Benilde St. Margaret, and then Andover, number 4. Followed by Wayzata, Maple Grove, Roseau, and that's who Centennial will play in the backyard there in Roseau coming up here this week. followed by Moorhead, Lakeville South, and Rogers. Rogers, the number 10 team, in Moorhead is a team that has defeated Andover earlier this season. I think it was the second or third game of the season. Nonetheless, we're back here, breaking in. Here comes Goldman, full head of steam. Nice pass, tries to float it through. Now an empty net ensues and a collision to the side of the net. And we will have a whistle with 3 players down, including Fuller. And one of the players still down is Goldman. Goldman was trying to move from left to the right, and he went back to the left. And when he went back to the backhand, it looked like that puck just kind of rolled off his stick. Fuller got a piece of it. He collided there with Goldman and another 2 trailing player. No penalties whistled. We'll have a face-off just outside the Centennial blue line. Mentioned Centennial. Impressive season as well. They are at 15-3-1, 9-2 in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Andover 11-1 in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Rogers, the only team, still remains undefeated. Face-off controlled, Centennial. It's ahead many, and whistle here, and they will set the offside face-off here with 7:15 to go. Centennial coming into this contest with a 4-game win streak. Controlled here and just outside the blue line, picked up now. And trying to split the defense, and does. A shot save is made. Penalties coming up on Centennial. Thorson that time just took control after that face-off and the loose puck. And split 3, and we're going to have a penalty whistled on Centennial. He went through 3 of the defensemen and put the shot on, but not before Centennial was whistled for a penalty, and that penalty went to number 24. And Keegan Johnson. So Huskies get the power play. Centennial's had a couple of opportunities for their explosive power play to capitalize at a 46% clip. Little tic-tac-toe and a no combination there, turned away. And the Huskies now with their own power play. Knox sends it across, could not connect there. But the Huskies still control on the attack. Shot, rebound, and Knox was coming in to clean it up, but he just overskated as the puck was to his left. Now Thorson takes this laser, and the glove save made and secured there by Fuller. Fuller having an impressive afternoon. 39 shots on goal, and he has saved each and every one of those except for 3. .128 to go on the power play. Andover looking to extend their 3-0 lead. Face-off will be Casey. And now Searles has moved out of the face-off and back in. There was Carl's controlled. Thorson comes deep, then drops it back to that fire point by Law. Back to Thorson. Thorson takes the shot on the doorstep, trying to get the deflection. Was Casey, but the save is made, secured there by the 5'11" senior. He comes in with a 1.91 goals against average and a record of 14-3-1. A career record of 19-3-1 for Fuller. Here's a wrist to redirect. There was Law up front, took the initial shot. To the corner is Ben Dahl. He's been everywhere, the sophomore centerman. Law again. Near point, sends it across. Here is a chance moving in, and a wristed rebound on the doorstep, taking a swat as Casey. Back behind, trying to hold the zone, will not. Yes, he is whistled just in across as Law extended every inch of his body to try to hold the zone. It just could not, so. Face-off now will go just outside the blue line, and some extracurricular activity happening as the Huskies will Send the player. Looks like a timeout has been whistled, but there was some extra pushing and shoving. Nonetheless, timeout, I believe, by Centennial here with 5:42 to go. 47 seconds left on the power play for Andover, and they are up 3-0. Andover led by head coach Mark Manny in his 13th season. 207 wins, 120 losses, and 15 ties. And in his 11th year for Centennial is Rich Menny. Both these teams having some pretty impressive years in this season as well. And 17-3-1 for Andover and 15-3-1. But that scoreability by the Cougars is so impressive. Coming into this game, they had outscored their opponents, the Cougars, 131-39. Typically, you cannot stop them. You can only hope to contain them. And thus the Huskies have done that. A big part of that benefit has been the power play for Centennial, and they are at a 46% success rate on that power play. Impressive on the season. Coach Menny had said it had been over 50% for a good portion of the season. But they've had a couple of opportunities today and not able to capitalize on that man advantage. Huskies now win the faceoff, circle in, and send it deep. Pinching in there is Thorson at half wall. Thorson looks down deep. Now looks to send it to the corner. 30 seconds left. Controlled by Law. Law now top of the circle to Thorson, a wrister, and that one deflects just wide. And now Knox pinches in. Knox comes over from the near board, and it's sent and cleared by Centennial through the neutral zone. Thorson has to get around a defender, and Hoyla now has it. Hoyla will carry in. He's dismantled from the puck, and they're going to call a penalty on Andover for that effort. And it will be a holding penalty on Andover, and this is a chance here for Centennial. With that power play, it's one of those tweener parts of the game as Dahl will head to the bench. Ben Dahl whistled for the penalty. You wonder, with 10 seconds left, are they going to pull that goalie? They're down by 3, and they need to capitalize. They've had so much success on this power play this season, but they've been stymied so far today off the faceoff. Controlled Centennial to the far right. Stringfellow, nice job. I enjoy what he's been doing. That sophomore, very talented. A lot of sophomores. High talent here for the Huskies. Into the corner, just inside. Everson takes this shot, seeing it all the way, and ricocheting it off the pads to the corner is Bronze. On down below, tries to get the one-timer, a save by Rons. Wow, Bronze made that, and then scoring opportunity there for Blair on the one-timer. 4:40 to go. And this shot deflected off of the shoulder that time of Bronze. Getting a good visual, a good venue look on that shot was Von Tassel. Von Tassel came in leading the squad in power play goals with 11 on the season. Blair has 7. 4.5 to go. Here in this third period, Andover a 3-0 lead, but they are on the penalty kill. Trying to clear, unable to do so. Centennial tries to maneuver. Now here's the chance. Lifted up there. Thorson's going to try to dive ahead. He had a shorthanded attempt earlier in the game. Leads the team with 3 shorthanded goals. Does this Gavin Thorson. Cross ice. Now Centennial will restart it at center. There's Carls. He's kind of redirected and extended before he can get in to the zone, and he'll ring it along the board. 45 seconds left on this power play opportunity yet for Centennial. So far 0 for 2 on this game. Huskies are able to get it just beyond the blue line. Everson there gloves it, and now he'll bring it back in. They'll reset, puts it out front, no one there, but the Huskies are. Near side here comes Casey. Casey just dives for it. It comes free. Thorson picks it up, and a penalty is going to be whistled on Casey for tripping. So that will give Centennial a 2-man advantage for the next 23 seconds. The goal there by Casey was to try to knock it free, and Andover had taken the earlier timeout apparently because Centennial, you see it there is a good replay. Caden Casey trying to get it free because Thorson was all alone out in front and trying to redirect that puck and extending it. And in doing so, he brought down the Centennial defenseman. 23 seconds. They'll have a two-man advantage. That is Centennial for the next 23 seconds after the penalty whistled on Caden Casey. Top scorers here for the Huskies on this season, of course, come the way of Gavin Thorson. Came in leading the team with 18 goals, still does. Casey has now 16 goals, second on the team. Meanwhile, Kyle Law, he was able to send a laser in that first period, the second goal of that first period. From just inside the blue line, stepped up in front of that pass and lasered one past Fuller. That gave Andover a 2-0 lead. That was just after the Gravenich goal. Logan, who scored the first for Andover. A 2-0 lead for Andover after one complete. And then it was Caden Casey that tallied one on a beautiful move on a pass from Thorson, but a beautiful outlet pass then from Knox to Thorson. And he relayed the good puck and the good news to Casey, who buried it. And that's where we're at. 3 even strength goals for Andover. And this high throttle, high horsepower power play opportunity for Centennial is 0 for 2 so far, but they have a two-man advantage as they take the ice. To 23 seconds, that's Hoyle. Sends it across. There's a wrister that just goes to off the mark, deflected. And in front, deflection sent away, pinching in and trying to hold the zone, and doing so is Everson. He's pestered there by the Huskies. Circling at it, and that's Thorson who just redirected that puck out and beyond the blue line. So back to a traditional power play opportunity, the one-man advantage. Centennial Knox fanned as he was looking up to see where he wanted to send that puck, and they're able to hold the zone as Centennial in the corner. They're 0 for 3 thus far on this power play or on the power plays today. Moving in, Rister tried to get him on the back door, directed by a nice stick work there by Andover in front. This shot goes behind. Centennial has pulled their goalie. They have the extra attacker on, and they're going to continue to try to see what they can do with this two-man advantage with that extra attacker as Fuller is out. An empty net for the Huskies. It goes to that far point. Hoyle has it. Sends it in, cross ice. There's a wrister, a shot that misses the mark. A backhand in front, trying to poke and prod it free. Unable to clear the zone. And a nice job there, Everson, to hold it. And we have a whistle. And Everson that time, a good job of trying to hold it. They called, the whistle was blown to reset the net. So the faceoff is going to take place in the Andover end. Still an empty net for Centennial. And they use that extra attacker. They got to do it. They really don't have a choice. 50 seconds left. They've pulled their goalie. 6-on-4. A power play with, again, just about 45 seconds now remains. Hoyle, top of that umbrella formation at that tip. Sets it across. This is deflected, trying to settle the puck. Doing that is Searles, but unable to get much on it. Now, behind Carls. Carls takes it to the corner and looks behind a one-timer there, and that's going to elude the blue line, and we have another whistle for a net that is loose. So it'll be interesting to see where they take this face-off. 27 seconds remains. That's on the power play for Centennial. They are 0 for 3 right now. Being down 3-0, they have pulled their goalie. And the discussion was that puck had gotten beyond the blue line before they blew the whistle to reset the net, but nonetheless the faceoff will come in the Andover end. 2:04 remaining in the third period. Centennial controls the faceoff. Shot is saved with that mess, and the Huskies are able to just clear the zone, forcing Everson back. 15 seconds left, and on a power play they have their fourth of the game. Searles tries to come in. He's bracketed there, holding it. Shot, save, made, and Bronze. Good idea. Holds that puck and freezes. 5 seconds left on the power play. 1:42 remaining here in this third period. And Centennial about to go 0 for 4 on the power play here this afternoon. In Andover, trying to see what they can do to convert on an empty net. They have a 3-0 lead, and Centennial now to the corner in the wall. Still with it. Back on at full strength, Andover. Shot here, flutters in front, coming off the bench. What a nice play by Casey. He gets that puck, and it just crosses the red line with 1:26 to go. In this third period, you could see him just coming off that bench like a rocket that time was Caden Casey, as he had finished his penalty, and he got there just in time as that puck was fluttering at a high slot and then turned and fired it length of the ice. Off the face-off, controlled, and a goal for Centennial. It's an even strength goal, but they've cut into this 3-0 deficit from a shot just inside the blue line by Everson. For Everson, that'll be his second goal of the season. And they are able to get it by Bronze with some traffic in front, and now with 1:22 remaining, they will install Fuller back between the pipes. Will Centennial. But they still have a 2-goal deficit. Huskies control. Casey sends it deep. They'll give chase into the corner. Centennial going to try to rake it. Thorson applies a check. And now back out comes Searles. Searles on the near wing. He'll take a shot, smothering it in the pads and freezing with 1:03 to go. Here in this third period is Bronze, Austin Bronze. Bronze came in with a save percentage of .923 and a record of 15-3-1. Huskies 2 goals in the first period, 1 in the second, and they've been stymied here in the third, but still have a 3-1 lead. Deflected shot by Hoyla, that is, and now ahead. Empty net and a chance here, and the Huskies are going to drop pass it and give that to Caden Casey on a drop pass by Gravik. Gravik that time could have taken it himself, but the selfless component of this Andover Husky team, he dropped it for Casey, gave Casey the empty net, and that is the dagger. A 4-1 lead with just 49 seconds remaining, and Andover will move to 18-3-1, and Centennial will have their 4-game win streak snapped. 15-4-1 is what they'll move to. Centennial had been, the last loss they had previous to this game was to Andover back in January, and a 7-4 loss. 4-1 lead now as Andover skate out the rest of this period. Again, 3 games remain now for the number 4 ranked team in Class 2A. Centennial skates in, gets around the defense, moves in, tries to set up a tip shot near the goal, and that's redirected. Back comes Andover. Shot here, gobbled up on that save made on a shot by Seward. In front, taken down was Martin. The assist for Gravik will be assist number 10 of the year. Was Gravik, who had the first goal of the game and gave the Huskies a 1-0 lead in that first period. Moving in, has the puck dismissed from their stick. Conan sends a backhand in for Centennial. Huskies will break out. Trying to get it beyond the blue line, but it's irrelevant now as the Andover Huskies have taken home a 4-1 win. An impressive afternoon of matinee sports presentation, high school hockey, coming your way on QCTV. A 4-1 lead to the Andover Huskies as we look at some upcoming broadcasts coming away here. Boys basketball Anoka is at Champlain Park. That's on the 7th, and then the Chamber State of the Cities on the 8th, followed by boys hockey, and that's St. Paul Academy at Summit, St. Paul Academy and Summit at Champlain Park. That's also on the 8th, kind of a dual broadcast. Followed by on the 10th, it's boys basketball Andover at Champlain Park, and that's the upcoming broadcast coming your way on this QCTV. Meanwhile, for the Andover Huskies, they will be finishing out the regular season in a tough road it is also. They play at Grand Rapids, then they take on Coon Rapids, and they host Maple Grove. Well, you know, for the whole staff here, doing a wonderful job. Andy in the studio along with CJ, Trinity on the camera along with Ryan. Thanks for joining us on this QCTV sports presentation. It's a 4-1 win for the Andover Huskies over the Centennial Cougars. The Huskies now move to 18-3-1. I'm Joe Rulin. Thanks for joining us. Have yourself a Major League day at a minor league price.